to the Nomadic Wandering Star. And today we got something new. I'm putting a new radiator in the van. Now, when I had the motor rebuilt in August, I had a new radiator put in. And it was a 1-core. Unfortunately, these mountains out west can't handle a 1-core. It just, well, it just doesn't have the cooling capacity for the mountains. Now, on flat ground it does. Well, this is the 1-core. It's a solid aluminum radiator. I did not want to go with the plastic. So this is what we're replacing it with. Pardon me while I do this real quick. Come on, cooperate. This is a 3-core radiator with dual 14-inch fans that'll do about, I think what I'm thinking is probably 2,500 CFM. This is what's going back in it. So, first thing we have to do is, pardon me while I wander around, is drain the radiator. That's what I'm working on right now. We took the reservoir out, and I took the the windshield washer fluid container out, which I'm going to end up probably taking them brackets off anyway. Because what's got to happen is it's got to come in from here and slide in like this. Because this is a 36-inch radiator, and I'm putting a 40-inch back in. I do have the clearance. I've got at least 2.5 inches there, and I've got about 2.5 down in there. So I know you guys don't want to see me take everything apart, so what we're going to do is this is coming out next. I also bought a new clutch for the AC compressor. That one went out, so we get that taken care of while we got all this off. And when it comes time to pull the radiator out, we'll fire this thing back up and get you a little look at it. But let me get to okay, so what we got here is try and get this out. See a lot of guys, one guy cut his along here, which I don't think is a good idea, but that's just me. So what I've done is I've tie wrapped this AC cord out of the way. I've taken this upper radiator line, pushed it behind it, which is a pain in the ass. Then we'll see. Get this over just a little bit. It ain't easy, but it does come out. So, and that's one of the better ways to get that out of there. So now we've got this. I'm draining the radiator fluid. We're taking this hose off, bottom hose off. When I get that off and the transmission line's disconnected, I'm going to pull this out. And then we're going to go ahead and replace this AC compressor clutch. So stay tuned. The thing you want to keep an eye on is down here in the bottom, there are 2 bolts that hold this housing, fan shroud, to the bottom of the radiator. You'll have to go underneath and disconnect those. But once that's out, get this clutch fan off, which is probably older than I am. Then, yeah, then we can go from there. Okay, when taking the fan out, you'll see, let's see if I can get you in here. If you look, well, it's hard to see. If you look past, there's 4 bolts right here. They're 7/16, or 1/2 inch, I'm sorry. Leave your belt on until you get them loosened up. It's just so much easier. If not, you'll be chasing it around. So we'll be pulling this off next, and then we're going to the compressor clutch. Alright, so I've disconnected the upper radiator line, the lower radiator line, and the 2 transmission cooler lines, and now she's coming out. There she is. fluid in her. Anybody need a radiator? Alright, so now we'll sit here and clean this all up inside here. And get ready to put the new radiator in. Yeah. I'm not sure. Look at these connections here. And I come over here and look at the kit of wiring they gave me. That's the thermostat. Relay. Fuse, relay. And I don't have the connectors for that. Ah, shit. Well, anything to delay a project, I guess, but hey, it's a good looking radiator. For some reason, this looks like it got bent right here. Probably during shipping or something. Somebody set it down, but they had serious packing on the corners, so I don't see how that happened. These will hit right here. These are almost like a quick connect, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna have to take the other ones out. See what we do. Yeah, 12 volt, 80 watt. See how it goes. Okay, so now we start on the fan. I don't know if you can see it right there, but if you look right there is this unit for the fan, for the engine fans, where the thermostat's coming out. If you lose your thermostat, I ain't quite figured out how to keep that one, but I've got a new housing coming for the thermostat, I mean temperature gauge, I'm sorry. Got a new thermostat housing coming for this, put the temperature gauge in there. Or I may go ahead and put that little critter in there. We did the pulley. So now we're going to take, and right now I'm going to have to take the radiator, take the fans off the radiator because it's just a little bit too much room. It's 8 bolts holding it on, so I'll take them off, slide the radiator down in there, and then get it in there and put these back on. That shouldn't take too long. And then we'll lay up the wiring, which we've got the ground of black, blue is power to the fans, red is from the battery, and the white is from an ignition source. What this ground wire does is this will go to that little sending unit that was in the that I pointed out, the little brass one. That will go to it, and that'll ground out. Once it grounds out, it'll go through this relay and turn the fans on. Kind of weird little setup. Never really thought about it, but yeah. And I'm not going to hook up the engine oil cooler because I don't have the lines yet. But I will hook up the transmission, and with the engine oil, I don't know if you can see it, but right in the front there's an engine oil cooler and a cooler for the AC unit. So let me get doing what I got to do, and I'll turn you back on when I get her put in place. Okay, so I just spent the time wiring this thing up. I mounted my relay here. I have my hot wire to a steady positive here. My ignition wire, the white one, is run under the dash. Well, let me take and show you. Run under the dash and comes in. Oh, I'm sorry for tilting this. Comes in here. That's an ignition source. This black wire here comes up here to my switch, what gives me a dirty screen on this camera. My God. Anyway, gives me a switch for turning the fan on and off automatically. So the only thing left to do is take the fans apart, or take the fans off, and start mounting this bad boy. So yeah, the only wire I don't have hooked up is my blue one, which will come when I put it all together, put it inside. Black wire goes all the way over to, probably you can see it right there. There, where it plugs into my unit. And, it's going to be cool. Alright, so time to work on the fan. Okay, I removed the pieces out of here. 9 times out of 10 you usually got to change them over. So what I got here is the old ones that came out of my other radiator, but they won't fit in those holes because, as you can see, they're a mite bit smaller. Yeah. So what I got to do is, what will happen is these will fit inside there, and they are beveled. If you look, they are beveled to fit. So what I'll be doing is putting them together and then put them back in, and we'll roll from there. So as I just showed you, what I'm going to do is take and wrap them with this tape, this thread sealer. Now, there is a way to wrap these things to save you a lot of trouble. These things, I don't know if you can see this, but they go in like this. So you want your wrap to go this way so that it ends, and as you're going in, it's not coming off. So, take, and this don't take a lot. I mean, then you got to cake it into next week. Yeah, keep going backwards. Got the wrong way already. Yeah, that's the good use of it. Give it a little pop. Now as you see, it's coming this way and ends. Now as I put it in, it's less likely to bind back off. So, there. Now I'll do the other one. We're going to try and get her in here. So right now, I'm hanging up on this little radiator hose right here. If I can get it to move just ever so slightly. Now what am I hitting? Something else. Okay. It ain't easy being cheesy. I gotta get it past that somehow. Almost got it. It's a canister of some type. Why am I hitting on over here? Okay. there's the cool line. It needs to be moved a little bit. Just a little bit. I think my battery in my camera's about ready to die. Okay, let's go here. Look back a little bit. Let's see. She's a snug fit for sure. And I'm resting on top of that. Just by ever so little. It's just a little bit. So, I'm getting on over here. And I got a horn over here that I need to take loose and let it hang free. Let's see what we got. Battery's about to die, so I'm trying to hurry this along. When you're in a hurry, things just don't cooperate. Let's see what we got. Oh, I think we cleared the hurdle. There we go. All right. Look at that. And of course, the brake chamber's in the way. Brake piece is in the way, but that's alright, I guess. How far she gotta go road quite a bit. Shit. Can I come over this way some? Not enough to make a difference. Where am I sitting? Right, so we'll do some fine tuning and get the fans in there. Right, after some finagling, we got her in. Now, the issue I got is right here. Now, if your AC unit's not charged, your best bet is to pull this out. It's so much better without it. And here's the problem. Had I thought about it, I might could have put the fans in first and then put this in. Yeah, well, there's the learning curve. So now I got to take the fans apart, put the panel down in here. I'm going to take 2 zip ties and zip tie it up so that I can get into the back of it well, what am I thinking? Get into the bag of it and put the bolts back in, and then put the fans on. And then what I'll do is take and remove the zip ties and go ahead and bolt her up. Alright, so now you really don't need to see me take it apart, but just to show you. And no, I'm not using the grinder on it. Right here, there's 4 bolts like this on each one. Simple enough. I think they're 1/4 inch. So let me get it taken apart and we'll get her in there. And I measured everything up and I knew it was going to be a tight fit. You know, down in through there, it's not awfully bad. And over here, this, I didn't even think about, because I thought for sure it would go under it, but apparently not. So we'll see how it goes. Right, we got her in. We're gonna, right now they're working on the water, so we'll hang on a second, put some antifreeze in it, check it. The only thing I'm going to do is I got to make a couple brackets for right here to come across and hold this thing in place. And like I said, that was a weird little way. So here's how it sounds. Sounds like a little air raid siren. Alright, so let me get these 2 brackets in and then we'll be done. Well, of course I got to put the washer reservoir back in, but there you go. Thanks for watching. So now we're burping her, so everything's going good. Fan works. Appreciate you all watching. Give us a subscribe, give us a like. Don't forget to comment. We'll see y'all in the funny papers.